Welcome to the Australian Business Executive Podcast, where we speak with Australia's most influential industry professionals on the business and economic development issues taking place across the country. You can stay up to date with all our content, including our magazines, podcasts and videos by visiting www.theabe.com.au and clicking on subscribe.
Today's guest is Jason Thomson, General Manager of PACT Construction. Prior to PACT, Jason held the Melbourne-based position of General Manager of Building for John Holland's Southern Region, and prior to that worked for Multiplex WA for 12 years, where he held the position of Regional Director. With over 25 years of experience, Jason has been involved in numerous major construction projects, including Crown Towers, Optus Stadium, the new Woodside HQ, Fiona Stanley Hospital, and the Royal Hobart Hospital. Jason, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So why don't you just give us an overview of the PACT business to start us off?
Sure. So the PACT business is the commercial construction arm of the ABN Group, the Alcock Brown Neves Group. The ABN Group's been around since 1978. The PACT business has been in operation since 2004, so 18 years young. We've completed $1.6 billion worth of construction projects in that time. Sort of a range of different sectors that we work in, not sort of specialise in any particular sector. We do a lot of aged care, education work. We've done a lot of multi-residential developments. We've done some commercial projects, a little bit of health. So kind of a good range of sectors and not really specialised in any particular sector. We were originally started up just to do internal projects for the ABN Group and the developments with different business partners as well. And over the 18 years we've been in business, kind of branched out into, so most of the revenue is now all external projects. We've generally got one or two internal projects that we're developing at any one point in time as well. At the moment, we're a circa $130 to $180 million a year business. We generally got 6 to 10 projects in delivery at any one point in time. As I said, range of sectors. The sort of sweet spot for us is kind of 20 to 30 mil up to maybe $100 million sort of size projects. We're a strong tier 2 contractor in the WA market. We only operate in WA, mainly around the CBD. We've got about 70 staff. Yeah, that's probably a reasonable summary of where the business.
As I had mentioned in the intro, or you've had a lot of experience, but you were actually previously with PACT some years ago, ended up doing all these significant projects, and you've returned to lead the team, haven't you?
Yeah, it's kind of come full circle. Actually, it was quite serendipitous how it all happened. So the previous general manager that started the business and was with the business for 16 years. We actually knew each other prior to PACT, prior to him joining PACT. We worked at Centre Group together a long time ago. So he brought me into the business. I was there for a couple of years. Basically, when it was first started, we were just setting it up and putting in processes and procedures and setting up systems and hiring staff and just getting the business going. And then I left and joined Multiplex, and I was with Multiplex for a long time. And then John Holland for a couple of years in Melbourne. And then Jason left to pursue other opportunities, and I got a tap on the shoulder, and the rest is history. But it was very good timing actually, because I was in Melbourne at the time, and the pandemic was just kicking off. So when I offered the role, it was serendipitous, and it was also very good timing. Otherwise, I would have been locked down in Melbourne for 18 months to 2 years. So it all worked out very well.
So why don't you take us through some of the projects that you're currently working on and where we might see them?
Sure. We've got 7 projects in construction or in delivery at the moment. We've got Bob Hawke College Stage 2, which is a circa $40 million kind of secondary high school in Subiaco. It's due to be finished late this year. We've got 6 other multi-residential projects ranging in value from 25 million up to 60 million. Dotted around this Perth CBD and various stages of construction. And we're currently negotiating 3 projects, which are kind of an ECI, or an early contractor involvement type arrangement with the client. And we're just negotiating them over the next couple of months, which should top the portfolio up. But yeah, like I said before, we've generally got 6 to 10 projects in delivery at any one point in time.
What is it that you think that you do differently to other developers? I assume, it's quite a competitive field.
Yeah, well, we're not a developer. We're just a construction business. But Look, I wouldn't say I'd like to say our point of difference really is we really base ourselves as a relationship first based business. Yes, we have to have contracts, and yes, there's commercial realities and frameworks that we'll get all that. But really, it's relationship first. So WA is and Perth particular is a small place. A lot of people know a lot of people, and you've really got to be a genuine, authentic, relationship-based business. We're flexible in our approach. We're a private business owned by a larger private group, so we're not constrained by significant corporate governance or systems, processes, and procedures that can be a little bit that you have to have in larger businesses. I understand that, but we can be flexible and agile in our approach to how we do business and with our clients. And we're very much a values-driven business. And that comes from ABN and Dale Alcock, who's the owner of ABN, all the way down. Passionate, authentic, and just transparent and real in our approach with our clients. So yes, there's commercial realities, like I said, but in parallel with that, very much a relationship-based business.
And moving forward, where do you think the business is headed?
Oh, look, we don't have any grand ambitions to take over the world or become a tier 1 contractor. We just want to be the best tier 2 contractor in Perth. That's our goal. We just want, it's no more complicated than sort of being a $130 to $180 million business, a range of projects, delivering well, delivering safely, having the client enjoy the journey with us, and us having fun along the way and making some money. So it's no more complicated than that.
When we do these interviews, we always like to pull the curtain back a little bit. Could you shed some light on what's happening at an industry level and what's sort of happening within the area in the industry of construction?
Yeah, look, it's probably fair to say that the butterfly effect of the pandemic, every industry is suffering or experiencing some sort of form of volatility. The construction industry is no different. I mean, you can see and read some of the headlines across the nation over the last 6 to 12 months about developers and or construction businesses in distress. So, we in WA have experienced, our borders have been shut until March this year, which has put a constraint on. WA is particularly resource industry driven. It's circa 45% of our economy and relies heavily on blue collar workers. And over in WA, we've had our borders closed. We've had a shipping crisis, a global supply chain crisis. We've had constraints on our labour force because we haven't had any net migration, either interstate or internationally. We've got an infrastructure boom, a resources boom, a housing boom, and a construction boom all happening, at the same time. Okay. So yeah, it's been a little bit of a pressure cooker in WA. Yes, the industry is going through a difficult period generally, and then you kind of got the macroeconomic effects and global geopolitical volatility as well. Interest rates, energy crisis, all the rest of it. So, look, we're all in it together, and we just have to work together to negotiate and navigate our way through the choppy waters that the industry is in at the moment. And for us, it's very much about the projects that are in delivery is just working with our subcontractors and suppliers, pre-purchasing materials to mitigate escalation, and just laser focus on granular pre-planning with our subcontractors to make sure that they've got the, they're aware of the resources that are going to be required going forward, and or they're purchasing the materials so that we can mitigate like lead times and supply chain issues going forward. And then the new projects that we're looking at, it's really, we're at right at this moment, we're really only looking at negotiated projects in lieu of competitive tendering, and working with our clients in a kind of open, collaborative and transparent manner so that we have a shared approach to escalation risk.
Jason, that's all I've got for you today. Before we finish, is there anything else that you might like to add or address?
No, not really, Jesse. Look, just thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for the interview. Much appreciated.
No problem. Well, thank you for your time.
No worries. Thank you, Jesse.
This has been a production of the Australian Business Executive, a division of Romulus Rising Proprietary Limited. All rights reserved. You can stay up to date with the Australian Business Executive including our magazines, podcasts and videos by visiting www.theabe.com.au and clicking on subscribe.